Are we good friends? Are we always pleasant? I bet not, right? I bet we're not always pleasant. But if we want our interactions with people to be at least mostly positive as to negative, then we need to try to be people that other people want to be around, right? Not be difficult, not cause drama in their life, not suck the life out of them, try to make them, have to meet our needs all the time and not do things for them. Things like that. Be loyal, be protective, have a care for them more than you care for yourself. These are all things that Jonathan has done for David if we look back over their relationship, the things that we know about them. And so that's the first thing that we can learn from this story is we want to be people that others can say, you are loved and you are lovable. Everything about my interaction with you has been positive, or at least most of it. And so we should strive to be that kind of person. Speaking of marriage, sometimes when you get married, you are so comfortable with that person and you're around them so often that you forget to be pleasant. Sometimes we're frustrated or upset or tired or whatever, and we forget that the person that spends the most time with us would like for us to be pleasant, right? And so these are things that we need to strive for in all of our relationships as best we can. And so I'm going to read you a few verses that have to do with this. Proverbs 15:18 says, a hot tempered man stirs up strife, but he who is slow to anger quiets contention. So that's the kind of person we want to be, someone that is slow to anger, that doesn't, make everything contentious all the time, who doesn't stir up strife. Proverbs 17:9 says, whoever covers an offense seeks love, but he who repeats a matter separates close friends. So don't go around talking ugly about people because it's not going to make them happy if they find out the things that you've been saying behind their backs. Proverbs 17:17, a friend loves at all times. Proverbs 18:24, a man of many companions may come to ruin, but there is a friend who sticks closer than a brother. That's the kind of friend we want to be, is the kind that sticks closer than a brother, and that's the kind that we want in return. That's what David and Jonathan were for each other. And then Proverbs 22:10-11, drive out a scoffer, and strife will go out, and quarreling and abuse will cease. So we don't want to be the kind of person that people want to drive out, and so don't be that person. Instead, in verse 11, he who loves purity of heart and whose speech is gracious will have the king as his friend. What a wonderful thing to know is that if you are pure at heart and gracious in your speech, you can have the king as your friend. Basically, it's like everyone's going to love you, even important people. And then John 15:12-13 says, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love has no one than this, that someone laid down his life for his friends. Sacrificial friendship, the kind of person that would do anything for you, that would protect you with their life, that would give of themselves just for you. Jonathan did that. Jonathan was willing to, yield to David as the king, even though, he could have possibly been the successor. He's like, no, I'm giving up the throne, even any rights that I might would have to you because I love you and I know that you're the one that's supposed to be the actual king. And so, sacrificial love. It's the kind that Jesus had for us. That's why he says, love like I loved you. And it's the kind that he wants us to have for others. And then Galatians 5:14 says, for the whole law is fulfilled in one word, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. And then the last one, 1 Peter 4:8-10, says, above all, keep loving one another earnestly, since love covers a multitude of sins. Show hospitality to one another without grumbling. As each has received a gift, use it to serve others. When we love each other, then we can forget the things that others do against us. That's what it means when it says love covers a multitude of sins. And then it tells us, do good to others, serve them, be hospitable, and don't gripe about it. Be there for other people. These are all things that make us good friends.